This story, I'm joined on set by France 24's foreign affairs commentator Douglas Herbert. Doug, good morning. Now, the White House is calling these allegations fake news, but there is bipartisan concern.
Lots of bipartisan concern. We heard some of it from Bob Corker, who's the head of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee right there, quoting a downward spiral of the Trump administration and that they better get things under control. You have John McCain. He's the head of the Senate Armed Services Committee, and he said that they are deeply disturbing if these reports are borne out as true. Now, look, it's very important to underscore the White House is denying that Donald Trump shared either the sources, the intelligence sources, or the methods used behind this intelligence. What they're not denying is the fact that the president stood in the Oval Office with Russian officials, the foreign minister and the ambassador, and shared highly classified information. This is known as code word information in the intelligence community. Very highly classified, to the extent so classified that it's restricted in spreading it even among U.S. government circles and among U.S. allies. The U.S. has a bunch of allies, 4 or 5, including the U.K., Australia, Canada, New Zealand, that they share very close intelligence with, but sometimes extremely sensitive intelligence is kept from those allies. And despite the fact the White House did not comment specifically or deny or refute the Washington Post report, they said it was fake that he shared sources and methods. They didn't deny, they didn't deny the part of the report that officials after this within the White House scrambled to do damage control, i.e. they put out calls to the NSA, to the CIA, basically trying to clean up from from the president's, if you want to call it, I guess, a euphemism, sloppy behavior here. Look, the context is crucial. This is coming from a president who, early in his administration at least, was almost publicly at war with intelligence agencies, including the CIA, before trying to patch things up with them. He's also a president who's been seen as, I use the word sloppy, I could use that word again, sloppy in the past. You'll remember the reports, the images of Donald Trump at his Florida resort, Mar-a-Lago, sitting in the dining room among other club diners, in full view of them, reading reports reportedly about North Korean missile launches. Highly classified information, obviously, in full view of the public. This is a man, though, also very importantly, that is being seen as having perhaps a double standard here, because during the campaign, he hammered away at one theme time and again. And he complained as a candidate that Hillary Clinton, his rival, had mishandled highly classified intelligence information. And he even tweeted at one point to this effect. This became a theme that time and again he returned to. So a lot of people are saying that he is engaging in precisely the type of behavior that he made a prime liability of his rival, Hillary Clinton, during the campaign.
Now, all of this comes on top of a very rocky week for the Trump administration. Of course, just 1 week ago, excuse me, Donald Trump fired the FBI director, James Comey. And now the fallout continues. The controversy over that firing is not going away.
It's not even not going away. It's raging on as a controversy. And new questions seem to be raised every day. You'll remember last week, in the wake of the firing, Donald Trump himself seemed to dig his own hole deeper when he tweeted suggesting the existence of tapes, perhaps, that might exist of conversations between him and his now ex-FBI director, James Comey. Now, in the wake of that, the White House has not commented, on whether or not those tapes do exist, hasn't acknowledged that, and has absolutely no indication said of whether or not they would release such tapes if they did in fact exist. There have been reporters in Washington, but not just reporters, a lot of just officials and politicians really wanting to know exactly what he meant when he was talking about those tapes. A lot of senators, and this is becoming bipartisan a bit, are saying that those tapes must be handed over if in fact they exist. And they could become a really big issue in the process to confirm a potential replacement for the FBI director. One Senator, Chuck Schumer, saying that it could be absolutely crucial. Adding to that, they want a special prosecutor as well, more than ever now, to oversee that investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election.
Well, the plot thickens. Doug, thank you very much for that. Douglas